Empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. Norman Vincent Peale. My friends, it's never too soon to start 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to be until you succeed. You got to put the time in. If you're not willing to put that mileage in, you're wasting your time. Just, if you like the sound of my voice, that's about all the benefits you're getting. 10 to 15 minutes. Set it up, do your practice trades. It's easy to do. Find your favorite stocks, ETFs, backtrack them, make sure that you can actually trade them successfully, and then practice trade them every single day. Let's jump into these charts and see where we are. When I mean practice trade them, when the trades open up, follow them every day. S&P are down, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, our stock indexes are down. Everything else is up a little bit, not much. But let's see where we are. We look at the S&P 500 via SPY, the Spider Standard & Poor's 500 ETF Trust, and we can see that it was down for the day 0.33%. Things are going in the right direction. I like to see the STC just continuing to slope down greater as it moves on down, passing not yet quite yet through that middle band, waiting for it to get to the bottom, which hopefully it will be doing. And at some point it will be springing our 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. What are we looking to do here? We're looking to garner 4.06%. Where are we now? Close to 2%, I guess. Somewhere there. Looks like we're about halfway. Hopefully it will be making it the whole way. Now, I did look earlier where the volume was, and you can see volume is negative, which is good, going up a little bit, but it's dropped from where it was yesterday afternoon. Although the good news is, don't see much in the way of up movement, that is, as far as up candlesticks go. So I'm glad to see, wicks. I'm trying to get this not to pop up. So there we go. Yes, so you can see the wick there. We had that red spinning top. Shows that there's a lot of movement up and down. And of course, we see as far as things go today, didn't quite hit the floor that it hit in the morning, but moving in the right direction. That's all well and good. We'll continue to watch, wait, and see. Again, we're in the green, which is good. Of course, what does this mean? Means our 2-day is still negative and heading down. That's good to see. What about our weekly? It is also negative and heading down. Of course, we want to see that candle penetrate the 200 EMA on the weekly chart and continue to move down. And you might say, Tom, why do you want the market to go down? Because we're trading in that direction. And you might say, how do we do that? Well, if you're a Patreon supporter, of course, you get that 3-part series, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. If you're not, or even if you are, you can also look to SH, which is the ProShares inverse of the S&P 500. And bingo, look at it. It goes up as the S&P goes down. Now, I had a question that, and I always encourage you guys, you have questions, email us, cw@chartingwealth.com. I had a question where somebody said, hey, what about all of these inverse funds that are leveraged, like the 2 and the 3, the super inverse leveraged funds? I say, my friends, feel free to go out and practice trade those. I call that greedy. I don't like it. Those things, of course, revalue quite often. They have high fees. And if you make any mistake at all, they will kill you. And remember, when I say they revalue, if you have an inverse fund and it goes up 2% in a day, it goes to, say, a new high, and we'll just say, yes, it moves up. Goes from 100 to 102, and then the next day, it goes down 2%. It doesn't go down 2% from the 100. It goes down 2%, and this is just generalized. It goes down from the new price. And 2% from the new price is more than 2% that it went up. You understand that? So it means your losses can be magnified. And the fees are substantially higher, 10 times or so what the fees are on something like just SPY. So again, leverage funds can be great. They're typically good in the short term if you know what you're doing. But as we say, we're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We talk about you practice trading these things. We do not give real money advice. I don't take that liability. I do this for free. I'm trying to help you guys. I'm not taking on your liability, giving you investment or trading advice. I want you to learn by doing, and you do that for free, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day, doing your paper trading. And then when you start getting good, you do your fractional trading. I'm going to put at the end of today's video what fractional trading is all about. It's just a small amount of money, say $100, say 1 share, 5 shares of your $20 stock. And then you buy that share or shares, small dollar amount. Then you get to practice what it's like to really enter a trade. You get to practice what it's like to set a good till canceled sell order. You get to practice winning and losing with a few dollars, not tens of thousands running your nest egg to zero, which you will quickly do if you don't know what you're doing. The market is very good at taking everything you have, just like the casinos in Vegas. If you gamble, we don't teach gambling. We teach you to do things the right way. And the first thing is, don't use real money as you learn. Let's move on to the NASDAQ 100. What I just gave you there, my friends, was worth its weight in gold, if you're listening. Let's look at the Qs. It's moving in the right direction also. Not down much, though, for the day, 0.03%. But we do see things. You can see, though, look at this. Heading down, down, down. And then at the end of the day, it slowed down in that. So we'll keep an eye on it, a close eye on it. Of course, as we look at the volume, what do you see there? You can see how the volume was going down since it peaked in the morning on Tuesday. Volume decreasing. Not a good sign, so we'll pay close attention to where things are heading. Okay, today and the weekly are still negative on the STC, so of course we're still at a negative 15, which is the strongest position in which we could be. Now let's move on to bonds. Where are they? Up for the day, 0.49%. I know some of you cashed out when we got close. That's okay if you did that on Monday afternoon. Others let it ride and are still letting it ride. We'll continue to watch, wait, and see how things go. Where are we on the volume there? You can see how we had that up volume and it really sprang up in the afternoon. So pay attention to that tomorrow. Let's see where bonds are going to go. If we have to cut this short, take a smaller profit instead of the full 2.83%, we can do that if we have to. But again, let's watch, wait, and see. If we see things click over to green here on the STC, I know most likely, I say most likely, I'll be pulling my trade. Here's what we want to continue to keep an eye on too. What's going on with that 2-day? Is it going to reach the bottoms that it did last week? Don't know if and when that's going to happen. We're negative there. And of course, as we look at the weekly, nice, strong red down candle, bigger than last week's, about the size of maybe the week before. So the weekly and the 2-day are heading in the right direction for us, and we'll keep that in mind. What about gold? Gold up for the day, 0.53%. Now, as we look at where things are, we can see that we're in the green still. We see the STC's gone all the way, well, almost all the way to the bottom. It's pushed through this interbarrier. So if it starts to click over to green, or the STC flips over to green, or we start seeing big green candles here take us out of the profit mode, we may very well pull that, wait for a better point later, or maybe everything will drop like a stone tomorrow. I can't tell you what it's going to do. I can just tell you that I'll be here ready to let the charts tell me what to do. You should be learning as much, well, actually learning more from things that don't work out from the things that do. An idiot can throw a dart at a dartboard and, not having any skill set at all, occasionally hit the bullseye. So when things go up doesn't mean necessarily you did the right thing, but learning in either direction. What teaches you the best lessons, of course, are the hardest lessons, the ones you remember. And those are the ones where it doesn't work out. So make sure to take your notes down each day that you're in a trade. See what there is to see on the chart. Write it down. Keep it in your journal. That will be worth its weight in gold, because if you don't write it down, it's like it didn't happen. What do we see on the 2-day? This is important. We've been talking about this the whole time. We've been green on the STC 2-day the whole time. That denies us 4 points on our success multiplier formula. Now, we do have down candles, and this is a nice red down candle. When we look at the weekly, of course, we had that green candle last week. This is a red spinning top, so lots of indecision. Both those things on the intermediate and the weekly chart give us a pause for concern, make us look very carefully at the price movement in gold. Hope you're learning from that. Now, lastly, we will go back and we will take a look. We're going back to the half-day chart. We're taking a look at what's up with Bitcoin. This is XBTF. This is a Bitcoin futures chart. It's traded like a stock, like an ETF, because it is an ETF. It's traded at regular exchanges, not at crypto exchanges. And it's one of the 3 approved ETFs for Bitcoin. There is also an inverse ETF on Bitcoin. That is BITI. That's something fun for you to play with down moves in Bitcoin. Where do we see things right now? Well, up a little bit for the day after 2.5 days of down movement. 0.99%. We're red on the STC on that half day. Where are we on the 2-day? Red there. Again, going into the second down candle after 3. I'm not going to really call that much of an up candle, but we could say 4 green candles. Things heading down after those 8 days for these 2 2-day candles. Where are we on the weekly? Well, again, a down week is forming up. No wick on top. Again, looking somewhere maybe. Are things going to, again, sort of plumb down and hit about that 1820 mark or so? Want to set ourselves a good base there. See if Bitcoin can just hang out at that bottom. And then once it starts to move, we'll be ready. That ain't happening yet, my friends. That's where we are as we end the day. As soon as I end this, I will be recording for the Patreon members, charting cryptos and commodities. That'll be going out to our Patreon members tonight. The general public on Friday. You want to get all the good stuff early, please, and more stuff that never goes out to the general public. That's for any of our 3 Patreon support levels. Thank you, guys. You help pay the bills. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.